it's me again. Actually, it's because I wanted to share something that happened today, and I was like, this is like the perfect example of how energy works. So, you have to know every day when I start, I really need an amount of time for myself where I can relax or where I can write down things or write in my diary, or most of the time I actually need some movement. And sometimes it's a very intense dance workout. Sometimes it's just like some slow, deep tissue movement with the fascia. And today was not another day, it was the exact same day as I always have it. And that means that I start at a specific hour. And I'm very fixed in that. Like, I need my time till that moment. So I really don't like it when people start knocking on the door to try me actually to stop my routine earlier. So this happened today. I think I still had like 10 minutes or 8 minutes. I don't know how much it was. And the person could hear that I was already in the hallway, but I still wanted to take a shower and like sink in and prepare myself for a healing session that actually turned out to be a very intense one. And I could hear that the person already was like ringing on the door before. That was, I think, already 20 minutes before, 15 minutes, don't know. But I was like, no, I'm doing my workout. This person can hear the music, so they hear that I'm like doing my stuff. On the moment that this person could hear me in the hallway, they were like, and I was like, I don't even remember what I said, but I was saying like, you'll have to wait a minute. I'm gonna take a shower and I will open on the moment that it's time. That's the only thing I said. Before, like, I used to really open already the door, let them enter in. The thing is, I started to notice from the moment they were in, I was like already working. I could sense their energy. I could feel what was going on because they come with the intention for healing or for personal training or for one-on-one or for a group class. So that's the reason why I started to close the door, so I would still have my space for it. So this was not another day. This was not another occasion. And I was like, okay, no, this is like, I really yelled in the hallway, like, no, this is how it's done. And I will open on the moment that it's time. Now, on the moment that I went to the shower, I could already feel that this person was like bashing into himself. Because he had done something wrong, and because of the bashing into himself was projecting on me. But I was like, no, fuck it, I'm taking my shower, I'm gonna be very relaxed when I open. And I opened the door and I was like, good morning, enter. And he was very agitated. He was agitated. But I was like, no, going to my healing room. I sat there, I just waited for him. And I asked, like, how are you? He was like, yeah, I'm actually very good, and I'm going through things. And I was like, how is it with the anger? And he was like, yeah, it's because of the thing that happened. I was like, no, this is not about the thing that happened. This was already before, because I could sense it already before. That's like a positive thing, but also sometimes a downside on the fact that you can feel so much. You feel it all. People cannot hide something from you. And in this case, it was not different. And the benefit that I had was that this guy is already coming to me since 2 years. So he knows that I'm very upfront, and he knows that I'm very sincere also in what I feel. And I'm not using it for my own benefit. I'm doing this because I want this person to actually feel what is going on. So I persisted on it. I was like, no, the anger. And he was like, yeah, but, and I was like, what did you feel on the moment that I didn't open the door? Despite the fact that you could already sense that I knew that you were there. And he was like, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable. And then when you said that you first wanted to take a shower, and I didn't feel welcome. And I was like, it's actually not about that. And then we went further in it, and he was like, yeah, it was that. And I said, no, this is me telling you, we have an appointment at this specific hour, and you're already trying to come in earlier. You're already trying to take my time earlier. I'm setting the boundary here, and you're angry because I'm doing that. You're trying to go over it. And to be honest, you're not the first one. There are so many people trying that. So I'm keeping this fixed. There's a reason why I'm doing this. And then he was like, that's the benefit of like people who are already going into themselves. And he was like, okay, yeah. And I said, from the moment I went to the shower, I could feel that you were so angry at yourself. You were pinpointing and you were blaming yourself for making a mistake. But to be honest, you didn't make a mistake. It was just action, reaction. That's just what happened. Me showing the boundary and you being like, I don't want to go in there again. And that's just what happened. And then he said like, yeah, it's true. I was like, okay, I've made a mistake, and I actually don't know how I should like behave now when I come in, when she opens the door. And I was like very uncomfortable. And I was like, why? Because in essence, you haven't done anything wrong, like really nothing. You've done nothing wrong. And it's just me who is merely pointing out this is line. Like, I'm sticking with the fact that I'm starting at that hour and I'm not going to start earlier. So what is it? And then we could go further into the energy, and then he was like, yeah, I actually have that often with people, and like we could go further in it. I also emphasize, like, really realize that my reaction would not have been in that way if your knock would not have been, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit now, but the energy of his knocking was really like, hey, you, open this door. I don't want to be waiting here in the hallway. That was his energy. And once I told him, like, what was the energy of your knock? Like, honestly, it's not about the words you speak. It's not about how you do things. It's about the energy behind it. I know people who are so immensely good in saying something, and in our human nature, it's a very good thing to say. It's well put, and it's amazing how this person knows how to communicate it. And that I just got the shizzles, and I'm like, okay, out, like, you're just annoying. And they're like, I didn't say anything wrong. And I'm like, your whole energy was just like shit. So that's what I mean. Like, I always explain it to people. People, like, I really don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit about how you're saying, what you're saying or what you're doing. It's the energy with what you're saying and what you're doing that actually is interesting for me, and that actually matters to me. I have people saying, you should try this. Ask 5 friends to say one line and then see what the difference in energy, you can also already see it. And that's the energy they hold inside. And with words, you speak it through. With what you do, the way you look, it says everything. So just be aware of it. To be honest, because of that incident with this client, it became a very intense healing session. And I told him in the end, I'm 100% certain if we would not have had this is my boundary, you try to cross it. I'm like, no, you're not crossing it. If we would not have had this, you would not have had this kind of healing. And he was extremely grateful. In the end, he was like, thank you so much for what you brought. And honestly, I didn't see it coming in the beginning that it would be this kind of healing. Just so you know, there's no right or wrong. Again, this is the same. It's just me saying, okay, this is very important for me. I'm keeping this. And then you always have a decision. How do you react on a border that someone is putting up? That's it for now.